You think you see reality clearly, but the truth is, you don't. What you call reality is not the world as it is. It is the world as your mind allows you to see it. Right now, your brain is filtering everything. It is removing details, adding meaning, creating patterns, and presenting you with a version of reality that feels complete, but isn't. And the most dangerous part is, you don't even realize it's happening. You trust your thoughts, you trust your perceptions, you trust your judgments. But what if all of that is based on something incomplete? Every second, your senses are collecting an overwhelming amount of information. Light, sound, movement, expressions, tone, energy, everything. But your brain cannot process all of it, so it makes a decision, keeps what it thinks is important, and deletes the rest. Not randomly, but based on patterns it has learned over time. Your past experiences, your fears, your beliefs, your expectations, they all act as instructions for your brain. They tell it what to focus on and what to ignore. This means you are not seeing reality, you are seeing a selection, a version that has been edited specifically for you. Two people can stand in the same room, hear the same words, watch the same events unfold, and still walk away with completely different understandings of what happened. Not because one is lying, but because each one is seeing through a different filter. One sees disrespect, the other sees honesty. One sees rejection, the other sees clarity. One sees failure, the other sees feedback. Reality didn't change, the interpretation did. And interpretation is everything. Your brain is not a camera. It does not record life objectively, behaves more like a storyteller. It takes incomplete data, fills in the gaps, and creates a story that makes sense to you. When once that story is formed, you defend it, you protect it, how you build your identity around it. Even if it's wrong, especially if it's wrong, because your mind doesn't care about truth as much as it cares about consistency. It wants your world to feel stable, predictable, familiar. So it keeps showing you the same patterns, again and again, even when they are limiting you. This is why a person who believes they are not good enough will find evidence of failure everywhere, even in situations where they are actually doing well. This is why someone who expects rejection will feel rejected, even when no one has rejected them. This is why people stay stuck in the same cycles, meeting the same types of problems, making the same mistakes, because their filter never changes. They are not reacting to reality. They are reacting to a pattern their brain has repeated so many times that it now feels like truth. And once something feels like truth, you stop questioning it. You stop analyzing it. You accept it. And that is where growth stops. Because growth begins the moment you realize that what you see is not absolute. It is constructed. Think about how many decisions you've made based on assumptions. How many times you judged someone without knowing their full story. How many opportunities you ignored because they didn't match what you expected success to look like. All of this comes from one thing, a filtered perception. A mind that is not showing you everything, but convincing you that it is. Your brain is constantly asking one question: what is familiar? Not what is true. Wow, familiar feels safe. Truth feels uncertain. And the human mind will always choose safety over truth, unless you train it otherwise. This is why awareness is rare, because awareness requires discomfort. It requires you to pause and question the very thing you rely on the most, your own mind. Most people never do this. They live their entire lives inside a version of reality that was shaped by their past, reinforced by repetition, and never challenged. They think they understand the world, but they only understand their interpretation of it. And that interpretation becomes their prison, invisible but powerful. It controls how they think, how they feel, how they act, and ultimately what they become. But the moment you start questioning your perception, everything begins to change. You begin to notice gaps. You begin to see contradictions. You begin to realize that your first reaction is not always the most accurate one. You create space between stimulus and response. And in that space, you gain control. Instead of reacting automatically, you start observing. Instead of assuming, you start analyzing. Instead of believing everything your mind tells you, you start testing it. And that is where clarity begins. Not when you see more, but when you understand that you are not seeing everything. Awareness is not about having all the answers. It's about questioning the answers you already have. It's about recognizing that your thoughts are not facts. They are interpretations. And interpretations can be wrong. The more you realize this, the less controlled you become by your own mind. You stop taking every thought seriously. You stop reacting to every emotion instantly. You start seeing patterns, not just in the world, but within yourself. And once you see the pattern, you can change it. But until you see it, you will repeat it, over and over again. Most people are not stuck because of reality. They are stuck because of how they see reality, when they never think to question it, because it feels real. It feels obvious. It feels true. But feeling is not evidence. Certainty is not accuracy. Confidence is not clarity. Your mind can be completely convinced and completely wrong at the same time. That is the illusion. And breaking that illusion is one of the most powerful things you can do. Because once you understand that reality is filtered, you stop being a passive observer. You become an active thinker. Stop accepting and start examining. Stop reacting and start choosing. And that changes everything. Because now, you are no longer limited by the version of reality you were given. You start building your own, carefully, consciously, intentionally. And that is where true control begins. Control over the world, but control over how you see it. Once you control that, you control everything that comes after it.